Hello, good evening, my beautiful friends, my beautiful golden souls, my beautiful by defaults. How are you tonight, my beautiful friends? And how was your day? Did you enjoy your day? Did you love? Did you smile? Did you do the things that you love to do? And of course, did you flush the Souless Amma the way I do, my beautiful friends? I'm sending you love and blessings from my heart and soul to all of you, my beautiful friends, my beautiful golden souls, my beautiful by default. I love you all and welcome to all of you, my beautiful friends, my beautiful golden souls. Welcome. Let us together destroy those Souless Amma, put them into the hell forever and ever for eternity, and of course, enlighten everyone and everything's mind and now speak a light with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, we are destroying the Souless Amma. I've told you, you know, that the pyramid of the Souless Amma has collapsed. The Souless Amma crumbling down on the last Souless Amma, wherever time, whatever form they are, wherever they're crumbling down, falling apart completely in every form with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So all those Souless Amma, wherever they are in whatever form, they're dark, dirty, psychopathic players, wherever they are, whatever form they are, we're now wiping them out, completely destroying them forever and ever for eternity, breaking them into the atoms and electrons, and sending them, of course, compressing them, the pain and suffering in every cell, every atom, electron of their being, and sending them straight into the desert planet, into the hell, to burn forever and ever for eternity with the speed of thought by default. All those Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level, whatever time, whatever form they are, with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, I've been doing actually every day, every night, we are destroying those Souless Amma. Flash comes Souless Amma. We are destroying those Souless Amma, dark, dirty, psychopathic players, and of course, taking over the energy that they were stealing from us. So those Souless Amma wanted to go through everything. You know that we are doing we are taking the whole, that's a whole part in any way, any area. We are taking everything as a whole, which means complete. We are taking over one. If we take one not the department, I wouldn't say department, but if one subject we're taking it whole. If I say freedom, if I say the abundance and prosperity means everything, not into the details. When I say financial system, if I take the system, means the completely financial system, which means whatever we do, we take it as a whole, and of course we are doing the details too. So those Souless Amma we're trying to manipulate with the energy, still the energy trying to go into the details. But of course, by the laws, rules, and regulations, we are laws, rules, regulations. They are everywhere applied. They are overwriting all other laws, rules, and regulations. So they're applying it to all those Souless Amma and all in every form, like everyone else. Everything that is mine and aspect of light, and to all those Souless Amma, to everyone and everything. So the laws, rules, and regulations, so by default, override all other rules, and regulations. Those Souless Amma they're trying to manipulate with my language, we're wiping them out, burning them down to the core of their being, destroying them completely forever and ever for eternity with the speed of thought by default. Before I just got on live, I'm sending the flash to the Souless Amma. I flash them down the rabbit hole and send them straight into the hell to to burn for eternity. All those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default. So my beautiful friends, I will be flashing those Souless Amma in my language, and of course, whatever I do, I'm just flashing those Souless Amma in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are sending a flash. You know that the rabbit hole, they don't know how deep is the rabbit hole, and of course, they don't know how deep is their soup until they get down to the bottom of their soup and start start eating the soup that they were cooking. So in the name of man and spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, we are activating all the ultra ultimatum all in one, all the soup and the karmas, the pain, the suffering and destructions to all those soulless Amma and all the eternal hell, internal destructions forever and ever for eternity that they will regret that they ever existed, all those soulless Amma, to all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players, to all those soulless gods, soulless saints, soulless so-called creators and judges and observers and watchers and those that were watching what's going on and then that they were working and doing against the humanity and all those science and all those soulless SOPHIE and Chistenko and Midian and observers and soulless HEATRT and Susie and soulless Amrita Babaji Mira Guruji Matashi Tata Hitler Atmachetana Hussein Amchel soulless Tigika soulless codes, soulless so-called divine mothers, so fathers, avatars, so spiritual teachers, so healers, but they don't have a spirit. Soulless teachers and healers and those soulless Illuminati, Satanists, and globalists, and Masons, and Cabal, deep states, and demon, fallen angels, or any of those soulless, whatever time, whatever form, they're all soulless codes. And on all those soulless, into physical and energetic form, and encode in infinite, in every form, size, dimension, wherever time, whatever form they are, we are wiping them out from within and without on a global universal level and activating them. All the ultimatum, all in one, the soup of karma, pain, suffering, destruction, all in one, to regret forever and ever that they ever existed with the spirit of thought by default. We are freezing them completely and then taking over all the power and all the energy, and with the spirit of thought, all the abundance and prosperity that is by default, and with the spirit of thought, we are putting them into the sleep, all those soulless Amma, breaking them into atoms and electrons with the spirit of thought by default, send them straight into the hell, to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default, and decompressing them, the pain, the suffering, destructions, and karmas into every atom and electron of their being with the spirit of thought by the laws, rules, regulations of by default with the spirit of thought by default. And in the name of man and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, we are completely wiping out all those soulless amante memory and then shutting down their cameras and then completely shutting down all the senses and cutting off all the communications with the spirit of thought by default. And we are with the spirit of thought by default freezing all the technology that they were using with any kind of selfish desire, dark attention, and all the weapon with the spirit of thought by default. We are destroying those soulless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. Flushing those soulless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. Wiping them out from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default, sending them completely all the pain and suffering that they ever created of all living beings that ever existed and all those that they ever interfere into their lives, and multiply by the laws, rules, regulations by default, collective and individual multiplications and group by the systems and principle of multiplications with the spirit of thought by default, and by the every code, spoken or written, and every code is a system, is a multiplications, and everything that is connected in every form in every form with the spirit of thought by default. We are destroying all those soulless Amma from within and without on a global universal level, and then of course prescribing them. We are adding up, compressing and activating, multiplying the pain and suffering and destructions to all those soulless Amma in every form with the spirit of thought, and we put a stamp on it. It's a must to go through all of that pain and suffering and feel it for eternity, to regret that ever existed with the spirit of thought by default. All those soulless Amma, wherever time, whatever form they are, we send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. It's all. When I say ito, that means it's a code, and it's means rejecting everything that is less than mine and ask me a light. Any kind of, when I'm talking, the Souless Amma sometimes try to interfere into my language. Sometimes they're trying to project anything, any kind of projections, so visual or to the auditory. So when I say ito, that means that I'm rejecting everything that they're projecting, even though the type of set up the laws, rules, and regulations. So by default, laws, rules, and regulations by default are active 24. But when I say that, I'm adding up extra ultimate all in one karmas, pain, suffering, distractions to those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default, because they're asking for extra. It is not. It seems to them that that they don't have enough karmas, pain, and suffering. So of course, whenever I have the opportunity, and I have always opportunity to add them extra pain and suffering, and I'm saying add extra gas, extra pain and suffering, distractions to those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default. So when I can, why not? Because they're asking for more karma's pain and suffering, because they are trying to manipulate with the energy. So we are destroying those Souless Amma with the speed of thought by default and sending them an ultimatum all in one 24 with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear and demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and every one and everything is mine, and ask me to show a light with the speed of thought by default, without mercy to answer on my call and my command with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Ito. Now in the name of mine, and ask me to show a light with the speed of thought by default. All Souless Amma, go to hell, go to hell, go to hell. All Souless Amma, burning in hell, burning in hell, burning in hell. All Souless Amma, burning in hell, forever and ever with the speed of thought. All Souless Amma, go to hell, forever and ever. All Souless Amma, burning in hell, forever and ever with the speed of thought. Everything is by default, by default, by default. All Souless Amma, burning in hell, forever and ever with the speed of thought. Everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. All Souless Amma, go to hell. All Souless Amma, burning in hell, 24 by default, by default, by default, with the speed of thought. Everything is by default, 24 by default, by default, by default. To, to, to. Joy is a symbol of victory and freedom. Well, it's a destructive energy for those Souless Amma, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the speed of thought by default. And of course, we are returning the karma's pain and suffering to those Souless Amma, while we are protecting and healing ourselves and blessing with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. When I'm talking to maybe 12 friends, maybe 12 golden souls, you are that working with me on my language, you know it. But for the new followers and those that will watch later, you know that when I'm repeating these words, I'm loud and clear. And thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Those are the codes and encoded with the energy. So I'm confirming everything that I said, and of course I'm protecting everything that I said, so those Souless Amma cannot manipulate with the energy. And of course we are destroying those Souless Amma, wherever time, whatever form they are, that ever did them, will ever try to manipulate with the energy in anywhere, or steal the energy in anywhere, wherever time, whatever form they are, within and without, on a global universal level. So those Souless Amma were trying to play the dark, dirty games. But of course, dark, dirty games is over. All those games are over. Those Souless Amma, their time is up. Our time has come right now. And of course, those Souless Amma, so now you know that the pyramids, I've told you, their crown is collapsed completely. Satigi collapse. All those governments now collapsing down, crumbling down, collapsing completely. All those from the power, wherever they are, whether they're in the government, into the religion, into the systems, infiltrated, or police, or military, and anywhere, wherever those Souless Amma were infiltrated, wherever they are into the power, into those key positions, those souls are crumbling down, falling down now with the spirit of thought by default. And we are exposing their true face to the people, so that the people can see who they are, and the people is going to return them the karma's pain and suffering and judge them with the spirit of thought by default. We are the people that are gonna judge those souls and bring them down to justice, wipe them out from the core of their being with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So, my beautiful friends, I've been watching today the short clip that that all those leaders, world leaders from all over the world, were in Russia. So Putin was meeting them. They were celebrating the day of victory. And that's days of victory, our victory. Day of victory, it's our victory. Victory and freedom of humanity and a beautiful planet. And each and everyone and everything is mine and ours, beyond our light with the spirit of thought by default. Well, it's at the end of those Souless Amma. Day of destruction, pain, and suffering to all those Souless Amma, whatever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everything that is mine and ours, beyond our light with the spirit of thought by default, to answer on my call, on my command, without mercy, with the spirit of thought by default. All the energy and everyone and everything must answer on my call with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Everything is under the command and control of Sophie. Everything is by default. Everything is by the laws, rules, regulations of by default with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So while I was watching that ceremony, how Putin was greeting those people, so the Souless Amma were projecting the vision and they're projecting the projections, trying to manipulate with energy. But of course, I just set up the intention so that we are taking over all the energy behind that meeting, behind everything, the ceremony that they were doing, or if those Souless Amma were doing any kind of rituals or ceremony, any kind of associations with anything, there were a lot of signs there that they were doing the rituals. So I just set up the intention, and of course I sent the energy that was our day of freedom, and that we are taking over the energy behind that, all of that, and returning the karma's pain and suffering to those Souless Amma wherever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. So I'm loud and clear. Thank Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Without mercy, we're destroying all those Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. There were a lot of signs about that those Souless Amma that were using in the rituals, that they were doing the rituals. So there was Putin was giving the flower. So he was giving the flower to the people, to some of those that were coming, usually to women. So he was giving the flower, and then after that, they had the red roses. Red roses, they made something from the red roses, long like the half, it's not a half circle, with something like that, long with the roses. So they made it up. So that's whatever they associate with that. I just set up the intention. I'm doing it right now again. When it goes public, that's that this is the end of those Souless Amma, whatever time, whatever form they are, and we are returning the karma's pain and suffering to those Souless Amma, and all the ritual ceremony that they ever did doing, will ever try to do so, and any kind of symbols that they were using, any kind of symbol or symbolic, anything that they were using with any kind of dark intention, we all of that wiping out, completely deleting and turning it into the karma's pain and suffering and distractions to all those Souless Amma, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now they had earlier had a projection, so 101 rules. So to give to somebody. So now we're gifting them the karma's pain and suffering and distractions forever and ever, for eternity, of all the roses and all the flower that they were, all rose petals and everything that those Souless Amma were associated with each and everyone and everything, that they've done the rituals or that have any kind of connections in any way with the roses or with anyone and anything with the spirit of thought by default. We all of that is with any kind of selfish desire, we wipe it, or any kind of dark intention, we wipe out all of that with the spirit of thought by default, return it back to the Souless Amma into the karma's pain, into the form of karma's pain and suffering and destructions, to all those Souless Amma, whatever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default, returning all the rituals we just wipe out, and then all the Souless Amma, we break them into the atoms and electrons with the spirit of thought by default, and activating the pain and suffering and destructions to all those Souless Amma, whatever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default, activating in every atom and electron of their being all the karma's pain and suffering, but behind all the rituals that ever done, any kind of rituals, a ceremony that ever did doing, will ever try to do, any kind of black magic, curse, spell, hexes, voodoo, or any kind of codes or energetic, or any kind of codes or coding, or any kind of projections, any kind of associations, or anything that is programming, anything that those Souless Amma have done with any kind of selfish desire, any kind of dark intention, we all of that wipe out with the spirit of thought by default, and delete it and return it back to those Souless Amma into form of karma, pain, suffering, and destructions forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. We are wiping out all those Souless Amma from within and without with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, all the projections that ever projected, will ever try to project towards each and everyone and everything that is mine and aspect of our light, we all of that stopping, blocking, wiping out, returning back to the Souless Amma into the form of karma, pain, suffering, and destructions forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear and demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everything is mine and aspect of our light with the spirit of thought by default, without mercy, to answer on my call and my command with the spirit of thought by default. Peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now, whatever they were using, that there was a fire that was burning. So of course, I associate that those Souless Amma were burning to the hell. The fire was burning. The Souless Amma going to burn into hell forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, the roses that they were also. They were so whatever those rituals were. So the roses, the petals, the roses, those Souless Amrita and Babaji were using. No other Souless so-called divine mothers or fathers, avatars were using into the rituals on their seminars with any kind of selfish desire agenda. So they were associating with a pedophile, and of course, we never accepted that at all, but we are returning them the karma, pain, and suffering of every petal that they ever used, misused into the rituals with any kind of selfish desire or any kind of dark agenda with the spirit of thought by default. Multiply all of that over and over again by every petal, by every atom and electron energy that is created, by everyone that ever picked up all of that, any one of that, by whoever is connected with, or any kind of that is connected to those roses or petals or the rituals or the ceremony or everything, every second of energy that is invested in that. We are all of that multiplied over and over again with the spirit of thought by all the roses that ever were used, or misused, or any kind of flower that ever was used or misused with any kind of dark intention. And all those 101 roses as well, those Souless Amma know what that means. That means that those Souless Amma, the end of those Souless Amma forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. In the name of mine and Aspia Kuchava light with the spirit of thought by default. And demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and everything is mine and Aspia Kuchava light with the spirit of thought by default. Without mercy, to answer on my call and my command with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mine and our speaker shall have a light with the spirit of thought by default. We are taking over the energy behind the flower. The flower is ours. We are taking all the energy behind the flower, and that is by default, and destroying those soulless Amma that they were using, misusing the flower with the spirit of thought by default. Any kind of symbols for anywhere that they were using, misusing with any kind of dark intention, we are wiping out those soulless Amma from within and without, and all that whatever that they connected, wherever those soulless Amma were using, misusing the flower, wherever is connected to any kind of rituals, anyone on anything with any kind of selfish desire, any kind of situations, or any kind of celebrations, or any kind of ceremony that those soulless Amma were doing, we are with the spirit of thought activating all the pain, suffering, and distractions to all those soulless Amma with the spirit of thought by default, breaking all those soulless Amma into the atoms and electrons with the spirit of thought by default, sending them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. And in the name of man and ask you shower light with the spirit of thought by default, every atom and electron energy that we ever created, will ever try, we will ever create, is a destructive energy for those soulless Amma with the spirit of thought by default, and it's a blessing and protections for each and every one of us and everything. We are wiping out those soulless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by breaking into atoms and electrons into the air, and then of course by the laws, rules, regulations of by default, compressing them, the pain and suffering, every atom and electron of their being, and then putting them to their physical forms from extra remixing them, and then sending them straight into the desert planet, into the hell, forever and ever to burn for eternity with the spirit of thought. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mine, and ask you to share a light with the spirit of thought by default, and everything that those souls are associated with the military, with all those everything else that they did, anywhere, anything with the red carpet or with all the flowers and the table that they were sitting, the table, the way it was, the shape of the table, or anywhere, in any way that they were associated, anything with any kind of selfish desire, any kind of darkness, anything that is less than mine and auspicious of life, we all of that wipe out. We never accept anything that is less than mine and auspicious of life, and of course, but we are returning the karmas, pain, suffering to those souls Amma from within and without on a global universal level of all living beings that are existing, and all the projections, associations, and all the blackmailing, and anything and everything that they're projecting will ever try to project over each and everyone else and everything that is mine and auspicious of light, even to towards those soulless Amma that they don't know who they are. Or in the name of mine and auspicious of light with the spirit of thought by default, we are compressing all of that into the karma's pain, suffering to every atom and electron of their being, returning back to the soulless Amma with the spirit of thought by default in every form. So those soulless Amma crumbling down, collapsing, and then of course we are wiping them out from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. And in the name of mine, and ask me to shower light with the spirit of thought by default, we are completely wiping out all those ceremonial rituals, any kind of projections, associations, black magic, curse, hexes, voodoo, anything and everything that those souls have ever projecting will ever try to project over each and everyone else, and everything is mine, and ask me to shower light in any way on all those so-called gurus or divine mothers or fathers or avatars. They are evil into the physical form. All those soulless gods, soulless Amma, whatever form they are, that ever they did any kind of rituals, anything with any kind of selfish desire, if we're in every form, we are all of that wiping out, stopping and deleting, wiping out completely those soulless Amma from within and without, together with all the dark attention, all the energy, return it back to the soulless Amma, into the karma's pain, suffering, destructions forever and ever for eternity. Break them into atoms and electrons and send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought. All those soulless Amma, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And then demanding, commanding to Sophie, each and every one of this mind and after show line with the spirit of thought by default to shut down all those portals, all those All those portals for those souls, I'm gonna shut them down, lock them completely. Those souls, I'm gonna break them into atoms and electrons into the air and send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of God by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And of course, opening the portals to the desert planet or into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of God by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mine and now speak of light with the spirit of God by default, we're wiping out all those souls. I'm burning them down into the core, to the core of their being, to the root core of their being. We burn them down, wipe them out from within and without on a global universal level. All those souls that ever interfere, will ever trying to interfere into our life, into privacy, into identity, that ever interfere into our communication, into our love life, into financing, into our between us and our soulmates, or families and friends, or in any way, the workplace that we were working, or anywhere between the friends and family, wherever those souls somehow ever interfere into our lives with in any kind of selfish desire, but ever interfere into our finances and everything that we were working and doing, that they were stealing our energy, or in any way trying to steal, or that we're stealing our life energy from us, or codes, soul code, or in any way that they were stealing or try to steal. In the name of their stealing, they were stealing my energy. So in the name of mine and now speak of light with the spirit of God by default, I'm commanding to soften each and everyone and everything that is mine and now speak of light with the spirit of God by default, to wipe out all those souls from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought, to break them down into the atoms and electrons with the spirit of thought by default, send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default, compressing them all the karma, pain, and suffering and distractions in every atom and electron of their being with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And all those souls that ever interfere, will ever try to interfere into the Sophie and everyone and everything, this Sophie that is by default, that's mine and I'll take a shall line between Sophie, physical, spiritual, and energetic form, between Sophie and Tristan, physical, spiritual, and energetic form, which means in every form and in God in infinite, in any way, with any kind of selfish desire, any kind of dark agenda, or in all communications that they were interfering, because they were interfering between me and Sophie, my spirit, my soul, and then all the codes, actually all the forms of Sophie. So now they were interfering into our communication, so between the Sophie and Tristan in every form. So all those souls that ever interfere, will ever try to interfere into our communications, or that we're interfering into our privacy, into identity, that we're trying to steal identity in any way, that we're trying to do anything with that is less than mine aspect of our life. When I say Sophie and Tristan, it means all the forms that are mine and aspect of our life. First, starting from the Sophie and Tristan, that are us, that are physical, spiritual, energetic form, and then we are wiping out all those souls that ever interfere into our lives in every form with the spirit of thought by default, destroying all those souls from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default, and all the karma, pain, suffering, and destructions of all those living beings that ever existed, that existing, will ever try to will existing, that ever existed, that existing right now, and all those pain and suffering that ever interfere into our lives, that are created and that we're planning to create, and that we're creating and planning to create, all those souls, some of every time, whatever form that we are, all of that in compressed to all of, so everything we are completely wiping out, and that they project towards each and everyone else and everything, and then return it back to the soul as some into the form of karma, pain, suffering, destructions, forever and ever for eternity, with the spirit of thought by default, multiplied over and over again, as many times as is needed by the laws, rules, regulations, so by default, in every form and in God in infinite. And multiplying them the karma, pain, suffering, and destructions to all those souls, wherever time, whatever form they are, that those dark, dirty, psychopathic players that were playing the dark, dirty games over the humanity, as that are the key, the main the power. We are key the power. The three have the power. We over us, me and Tristan and our families and friends, and all of you, my beautiful friends and family, and our soulmate, your soulmates, and in any way, and our beautiful planet. That we are all those Souless Amma that we're playing the dark, dirty games with any kind of selfish desire. We wipe out all those Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the speed of thought by default, burning them down to the core of their being. We're breaking them into atoms and electrons with the speed of thought by default, sending them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity. All those Souless Amma, wherever time, whatever form they are, all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players, wipe them out from within and without on a global universal level with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mine and ask me to light with the speed of thought by default, we are taking our energy back with the speed of thought by default behind everyone and everything that those Souless Amma were manipulating or playing dark dirty games. We're taking all our energy back to us with the speed of thought by default in a peaceful way. We'll be destroying those Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the speed of thought by default. All those that projecting, ever projected, will ever try to project any kind of darkness and negativity with any kind of selfish desire, we're wiping them out with the speed of thought by default, burning the Souless Amma to the root core of the existence with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We're breaking, separating all those Souless Amma from Sophie and each and every one of his mind and ask me to share a light. That is good. All the Souless Amma dark forces, we're separating them from the good, the completely, and then from themselves, we are separating them and sending them straight into the hell to burn them forever and ever for eternity with the speed of thought by default. All those Souless Amma, and of course, activating then the pain, the suffering, the destructions to all those Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the speed of thought by default. I'm flushing all those Souless Amma from within and without that ever try to interfere, will ever try to interfere into our project, into everything that I'm doing now. We're trying to manipulate with the energy, with the technology that ever manipulate or interfere into our lives in any way, in a negative way. We are wiping out all those Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the speed of thought by default. In the name of mine and ask me to share a light, demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and every one of his mind and ask me to share a light with the speed of thought by default to every atom and electron of energy. All the energy must answer on my call and on my command with the speed of thought by default, the centers and the systems with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Without mercy, we're destroying those Souless Amma from within and without with the speed of thought by default. Send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity. In the name of mine and ask me to share a light with the speed of thought by default. We are now returning to those Souless Amma. No, so they will never have the communications, no communications, those Souless Amma, and will have communications from the heart and soul. We are creating and returning back to us communications from the heart and soul by default. To us, soulmates and our families and friends and each and everyone and everything's mine and ask me to share a light with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. So in the name of mine and ask me to share a light with the speed of thought by default. We are completely wiping out those Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level, whatever time, whatever form they are, that we're interfering into our privacy, into our private life, that we're manipulating with our energy, that we're stealing our energy, or in any way that we're creating anything and everything, any kind of story, any kind of the doctor, this Souless Amma, their time is up. They are out of date. And all the script and all the dark dirty games that they were trying to play again, we are returning we are stopping all of that. And all that they tried to play the dark dirty game, we were with the speed of thought, taking over all that energy and into the form of karma, pain and suffering, returning back to the Souless Amma, send them straight into the hell, into desert planet, into hell by the laws, rules, regulations by the fall, to burn forever and ever for eternity, and to play the dark dirty games for eternity, They are going to feel the pain and suffering of all living beings in every atom and electron of their being with the spirit of thought, by for all those souls, whatever time, whatever form, all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, without mercy, with destroying those souls, from within and without, with the spirit of thought, by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. All those souls, that we're trying to place any kind of laws, rules, regulations, or into our bodies, within ourselves, and then and everyone and everything this man and our spiritual life, that we're playing, that we're interfering to our privacy, into identity, that we're manipulating when the energy is stealing or energy, trying to steal the energy, that we're playing the dark, dirty games, that we're blackmailing or trying to blackmail, that we're trying to in any way manipulate with our bodies, or in any way with our systems, or in any way that they were projecting in any part of our body, that we manipulate with energy, or trying to interfere into our lives, into in everything that we do, or into everything that we do in our families, or friends, or soulmates, and into mine and our project, and everything that we do in the name of mine and our spiritual light, with the spirit of thought by default. We are wiping out from within and without, on a global universal level, all those souls from within and without, with the spirit of thought by default. Send them straight into breaking them into the atoms and electrons, send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default, in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. And in the name of mine and our spiritual light, with the spirit of thought by default, we have completely freezing all the project, all those, all the corporations, all the finances of all those souls that we're working on with any kind of selfish desire, with any kind of dark agenda, with the spirit of thought by default. We're freezing all of that, and of course taking over, and while destroying those soulless amas, and returning them all of that into form, returning them the calm, pain, suffering, destructions forever, for eternity, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. Now, in the name of mine and our spiritual light, with the spirit of thought by default, we are activating ultimatum all in one, the soup of blessing, eternal life, eternal peace, eternal youth and beauty and joy and bliss and abundance and prosperity, great health, vitality, and all the gifts that mine and our spiritual light has given to each and every one of us, and everything is mine and our spiritual light freely. May we all be happy, healthy, alive, and joyful, peaceful, blissful, and enlightened, and may we all love and be loved freely from the heart and soul, with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, we are creating the unity between us and our soulmates and our families and friends, and each and everyone and everything is mine and our spiritual light, with the spirit of thought by default, in every form, on a global universal level, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And all those souls, some of the ever play dark, dirty games, that ever play the dark, dirty games, and that ever associate mine and our spiritual light, or golden age, or enlightenment with anything that is less than mine and our spiritual light, with the spirit of thought by default. We are wiping out all those souls, some from within and without, on a global universal level, with the spirit of thought, breaking them into atoms and electrons, wiping them out completely, send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity, with the spirit of thought. For Ito, we never accepted anything from them, but we are with the projections doesn't exist, but the calm, pain, and suffering exists, with the spirit of thought by default, and all the energy that they've created, any kind of selfish desire, any kind of projections, we return it back to the soul as some into a form of calm, pain, and suffering, and destructions forever and ever for eternity, with the spirit of thought by default, multiplying them all through ultimatum all in one, the soup and calm, and pain, and destructions forever and ever for eternity, in every atom and electron of their being, for with the spirit of thought by default, to be completely to regret that they ever existed and be breaking into the atoms and electrons in every atom and electron of their being, to be compressed in that pain and suffering. So they will fail of all living beings that ever existed, that they ever interfere into anyone life with any kind of selfish desire, anyone and anything. In the name of mine and now speak light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear and demanding, commanding to soften each and every his mind and now speak light with the spirit of thought by default. We are taking your energy back that is by default with the spirit of thought by default, and then destroying the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. We enlightening, healing, and protecting each and everyone and everything's mind and aspect of our life. And we are returning into those Souless Amma, all those karmas, pain, and suffering of WC, which means toilet, the karmas of the toilet. We return it back to the Souless Amma in every form, wherever they are, in whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mine and now speak a light with the spirit of thought by default. So whatever they projected towards each and every and anything with any kind of selfish desire, we multiply all of that over and over again, return it back to the Souless Amma into a form of karma, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. And we enlighten ourselves, heal and protect. We're wiping out. We never accepted that so, but returning back to the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought, multiplying over and over again as many times as is needed in order to do Souless Amma to forever and ever for eternity burn into hell and have the karmas, pain, and suffering, destructions forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought, so that they will regret that they ever existed. In the name of mine and now speak a light with the spirit of thought without mercy. I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everything's mine and now speak a light with the spirit of thought by default to answer on my call, on my command with the spirit of thought by default without mercy. We destroy the Souless Amma without mercy with the spirit of thought, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So, my beautiful friends, those Souless Amma were manipulating with your energy and projections, and then doing the rituals, and then still creating the energy and trying to polarize it or polarizing, and then after that creating the problems. So now we never accepted anything of that, but of course but we're returning the karmas, pain, and suffering, destructions, and all the pain and suffering that they ever projected, will ever try to project over each and everyone and everything, and all the ceremony, rituals, and the courts and everything. We're returning back to the Souless Amma, wiping them out from within and without. It's time. Their time is out completely. Their time is up. It's time. They're out of date. It's time to send them into the hell to burn forever for eternity. Well, for us, it's a time to step up, return our full power back, be who we are, shine all the way through, and live a life that we truly deserve in unity and joy, peace, and bliss with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So now in the name of mine and now speak a light with the spirit of thought by default. We are now multiplying all the blessings and abundance and prosperity to each and everything, unity and joy, peace, and bliss and freedom, and of course eternal life and enlightenment, and to each and everyone and everything's mind and now speak a light with the spirit of thought by default, to us and our soulmates and families and friends, and to each and everyone and everything in every form with the spirit of thought that is mine and us, light, and we multiply all of that, add up, compress, and activate the blessings to each and everyone else and everything, and the Souless Amma to Souless Amma, karmas, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default, from the spiritual, physical, and energetic form to those Souless Amma, karmas, pain, and suffering into the physical, energetic form and encoding infinite, and to us a blessing into the physical, spiritual, and energetic form and encoding infinite with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, we multiply all of that by everything that we have, our homes, properties, cars, vehicles, business, and our man and house project, and every atom and electron of our beautiful planet, and wood element, and air element, and the sun and the moon, and nature kingdom, elemental kingdom, and animal kingdom, and then humanity, the sun and the moon, and of course all the planets, stars, and the galaxies, and everyone and everything's mind and us share a light with the spirit of thought by default. We're multiplying the blessings to each and everyone and everything, and of course we're blessing Sophia Tristan Center, Sophia Tristan Planet, Sophia Tristan Universum, Sophia, and all the center systems and the teams that we created From mine and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by default. And Sophia Tristan phone, Sophia phone, Gesaro, quantum financial system, Starlink, material, all the material abundance and prosperity, and all the technology. And we're multiplying the abundance and prosperity to all of us, the man and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by everything that multiplied the money, all the money that ever been printed or created with the spirit of thought by default, and all the abundance and prosperity that is by default. Well, to those Souless Amma, we are creating, we are returning the abundance into the calm, pain, suffering, and soup, destructions with the spirit of thought by default. In the name of man and spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. Unload and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of man and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, we are destroying all those souls, some from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. Those souls, some that ever interfere, will ever try to interfere into man and our project, and everything that they were manipulated with our technology, that were manipulated with all recording, my recording and everything, the links that they were, or the share, or the any kind of the viewer, or anything that they're manipulating with any kind of selfish desire, that we're trying to steal the energy. We are wiping out all those souls and burning them down to the core of their being. When they know that every atom and electron of energy that we are creating is a destructive energy for those souls with the spirit of thought by default. Well, it's a blessing to each and everyone, and everything's mine, and I'll share a light with the spirit of thought by default. With all those souls burn down to the core of their being with the spirit of thought by default. Loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. Now, in the name of mine, and ask me to share a light in the spirit of thought by default. All the projections that those souls are projected now into my vision, we are returning back to the souls into form of karma, pain, suffering, destructions with the spirit of thought by default. Loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. And in the name of mine, and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by default. We are wiping out those souls from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default, burning them down to the core of their being. Everyone and everything that those souls ever associated with us, with anyone and everything this mind and our spiritual life, with any kind of selfish desire, we are all of that wiping out, deleting, and those souls burning down to the core of their being, returning them the calm, pain, and suffering, destructions forever and ever, for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. Loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And of those souls, some of them trying to the tiggy, and the souls, some of the same souls, some of dark, dirty, psychopathic, plus dark forces in every form, just under the different masks. And the soulless Amma, they are soulless Amma. The only soulless Amma, we have the soul, we never been soulless Amma. So those soulless Amma, and with any kind of selfish desire, that those soulless dark, dirty, psychopathic players, we're trying to associate that with us, with anything, and any of those soulless Amma would do the dark, dirty, psychopathic those psychopathic players doing any kind of dark, dirty work, or any kind of associations. We never accepted that, and we know who they are. We know that those soulless soulless, dark, dirty, for psychopathic players and dark forces. So they are opposite of us. So we are destroying them forever and ever, for eternity. And anything and everything that they projecting will try to project towards each and everything, creating, doing the rituals, any kind of associations, projections, anything, black magic, curse, hexes, spells, and ritual, anything with any kind of selfish desire, associating us that me and Tristan and our families or friends with any kind of with any of those souls or trying to manipulate or to steal the energy in any way. We are wiping out all of that and returning back to the souls into a form of karma, pain, suffering, destructions forever and ever, for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. Souless Amma is a Souless Amma of Souless Sophie and Souless Tristinko, Souless all those Souless Amma, Souless Susie, Souless Hitler, and all those Souless mediums and observers universe, and all those Samrita Babaji Mira Guruji Matashi Tata, soulless God, soulless Tiggy, all those soulless Amma, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. We're wiping them out from within and without on a global universal level. And all the associations that they did with any kind of selfish desire, we are with the spirit of thought by default, wiping them out, deleting, returning back to the soul, some into form of karma, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. We're taking the energy, everything that they were doing and with associating with us, we are taking the energy with the spirit of thought by default and destroying those souls, some burn them, breaking into atoms and electrons, burn them, send them into the hell to burn forever and ever, and then return them all the karma, pain, and suffering and destructions with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So now we never accepted the associations, but they were trying to create the associations, associating me and Tristan with the Souless Amma. But we cannot be Souless Amma because we have a soul. They are soulless dark, that is psychopathic players. So we are taking the energy behind that and returning the karma, pain, suffering, destructions, and destroying those Souless Amma, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, so Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. The same is with the Tsigi and the Tsigika. They are the same Souless Amma. So they are, we've never been Tsigi. Those Souless Amma are Tsigi. And then, of course, they are the Souless Tsigi, that's the same. And they are those Souless Amma. So whatever they associate each and everyone and everything with the Tsigi, from me or Tristan or anyone of our families or friends, and then trying to manipulate the energy with any kind of selfish desire. So Tsigi was associating at some point of time, but because they were associating first, and then doing the rituals, but then after that, they had to return the energy. So everything that they do, the Souless Amma, were associated with any kind of selfish desire with Tristan and then with me or any one of us, mine and our families and friends, or you or anyone and anything that is mine and us, we share light with the Tsigi or Tsigika and anyone of us, with any kind of selfish desire, we are Ito. We are never accepted that. We are wiping out all of that, deleting, returning back to the soul, some into the form of karma, pain, suffering, and destructions forever and ever for eternity. Break them into atoms and electrons, return them into, send them into the hell, burn them down to the core of their being, and return them all the karma, pain, suffering, and destructions forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. And all those Souless Amma that we're trying to manipulate with the karmas, all the karmas are under the stamp. We put the stamp on them. They cannot open them. Anytime they try to open them and then manipulate the energy, they are returned. We are multiplying them over and over again with the spirit of thought by the laws, rules, regulations of by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default, and all the energy behind the Tsigi or behind the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. We are taking it back. The those Souless Amma were associating with me, Tristan, and our families and friends, and each and everyone else and everything, and you and each and everyone and everything with any kind of selfish desire. We are taking all the energy back with the spirit of thought by default, that is by default. And all the karma, pain, and suffering, destructions are returning back to the Souless Amma and burn them down to the core of their being, wipe them out from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. And I demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and everything is mine, and I'll speak shall light to the spirit of thought by default, and all the centers and the systems and each and all the energy must answer on my call with the spirit of thought by default without mercy. I'm loud and clear, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So now, my beautiful friends, those Souless Amma were trying to we're associating, doing the rituals, associating with us, and then trying to manipulate and steal the energy. Now, what they've done is they've stolen the karma, pain, and suffering. Actually, not stolen, but we are returning the karma, pain, and suffering, returning our energy back. Everything that's been associated with us, that's been created, the energy are taking over, and then destroying those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default, and returning them the karma, pain, and suffering. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Demanding, commanding to all those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default to return all the energy back to Sophie with the spirit of thought by default. All the Sophie codes and all the energy by default to be returned back to Sophie with the spirit of thought by default. All the energy and all the energy that is with any kind of selfish desire, the karma that they're packed, we return it, we send it straight to those Souless Amma in every form into the hell to burn forever and ever, forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. Now, in the name of mind and aspect shall light with the speed of thought by default. We now multiply over and over again all of that by the laws, rules, and regulations of by default to those Souless Amma. We're multiplying the calmness, pain, and suffering, destructions forever and ever for eternity with the speed of thought. Well, blessings to each and everyone else and everything with the speed of thought by default. We're protecting our all beautiful souls, each and every one of us, one and all spiritual light, and all the corporations and everything that we have, all the properties and everything that we have, homes, properties, cars, vehicles, business, and of course we are protecting each and every one that is beautiful, that is man and spiritual light, a beautiful planet and everything that we have. And of course, we are multiplying the blessings to us and those soulless, some karmas, pain, and suffering. And of course, unity between me and Tristan and our family in every form, in the physical, spiritual, energetic, in every form, with the spirit of thought by default, in a peaceful way, from the heart and soul, returning the karmas, pain, and suffering to all those soulless, some that never interfere, will ever try to interfere into our privacy, into our identity, with in any way, with any kind of selfish desire. We wipe out all those souls, break them into atoms and electrons, send them straight into hell to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Everyone demanding, commanding, Sophie and everyone and everything is mine and I'll speak show light with the spirit of thought by default. To answer on my call and my command with the spirit of thought without mercy, to wipe out all those souls from within and without mercy with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We are creating unity between us, between me and Tristan and our families and friends, and each and everyone and everything is mine and I'll speak show light, which means Sophie and Tristan in every form and God in infinite. And of course, we are and everything that we need for our public appearance to be the voice of the people, to bring down the Souless Amma from the power, and then show to the people the true face, so that the people are going to judge them. And of course, with the spirit of thought by default, we are taking over under the management of beautiful country and all the planet stars and the galaxies and entire existence, and of course, making the masses from mine and aspect shower light. Everything is mine and aspect shower light. Everything is less than that is going to be burned, completely destroyed forever and ever for eternity. And we are with the spirit of thought by default, creating the everything from the heart and soul. My teams are forming on a spiritual and physical energetic form with the spirit of thought by default into in every form with the spirit of thought by default from man and aspect shower light. So we are creating everything from the heart and soul with the spirit of thought by default, without any kind of selfish desire or anything that is less than an aspect show life. With the spirit of thought by default, we are creating a new generation, and with all the wisdom, knowledge, power, understanding with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And of course, we are creating new systems, the governments, and then we are wiping out those souls, some of their projections with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mine and aspect shower light with the spirit of thought by default, we officially put in the end of those souls, some of the fake history of humanity, fake science, and to those age, to those era. We are putting the end completely right now with the spirit of thought by default. I've told you that the death of the Pope means that is the end of those this era, and we are flying high into the golden wings of man and aspect shower light with the spirit of thought by default into the golden age of and golden opportunities for all of us with the spirit of thought by default. And in those souls, and the projecting, the kind of projections, we are returning back to the souls, into form of karmas, pain, suffering, destructions with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So in the name of man and aspect shower light with the spirit of thought by default. Now we are opening up new opportunities for all of us, creating the unity between us and our soulmates and families and friends with the spirit of thought by default, and of course creating better future for all of us with the spirit of thought by default, while destroying those souls, some from within and without, on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We multiply all of that over and over again by the rules, regulations, or by default, by all the but everything that I multiply, me or anyone else, anything, anywhere, anyone and anything that ever did doing well, those by all the systems and the principle of multiplications, by the laws, rules, and regulations by default, by every code. The codes are systems and the principle and the therapy. So, and the ultimatum all in one, the therapy and the soup and the calms, pain, suffering, destructions to those souls, and eternal hell, eternal destructions to those souls, and eternal peace to us, and to us unity, joy, and bliss, blessings to us to those souls, calms, pain, and suffering, with the spirit of thought by default, and returning to God, and multiplied by everything that multiply all those souls, all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players, all those codes, soulless codes, with the spirit of thought by default, by all those codes that ever existed, every atom and electron of energy and energy that ever existed, that existing, by everyone and everything that ever existed, by every of our greetings or gratitude or prayers or blessings and smile and happiness, and every atom and electron of energy that we created, generated, invested into the project, all the gratitude and all the every letter, every word, every that we have sent, and all the calm, pain, and suffering that we return to those souls, some blessings to each and everyone else, and everything, every golden heart that we send, and of course by every atom and electron of energy that we generated, invested, manifested in any way, with the spirit of thought by default in every form, and of course by flashing the soul as by everything that multiplying our beautiful planet, a nature kingdom, elemental kingdom, animal kingdom, birds kingdom, humanity, the water element, and the air element, and the sun and the moon, and all the planets, stars, and the galaxies that ever existed with the spirit of thought by default. But everything that multiply Big Bang and 21 billions of years after that, in the now and into the future, into eternity. To all those souls, some we multiply them with the calm, pain, and suffering, destructions forever and ever, for eternity, with the spirit of thought by default, break into atoms and electrons, send them into the hell forever and ever. To regret that ever existed with the spirit of thought by default. Well, we are multiplying to us blessings, abundance, and prosperity, unity, freedom, and enlightenment, and joy, peace, and bliss, eternal life, and eternal happiness and peace, and within and without, on a global universal level, with the spirit of thought by default, and enlightenment. With the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. In the name of mine, and now speak a light with the spirit of thought by default, and demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everything is mine, and now speak a light with the spirit of thought by default, to all the centers and the systems and the teams and everything and every atom and electron of energy that's mine, and now speak a light with the spirit of thought by default, to answer on my call and my command with the spirit of thought by default, and every atom and electron of energy that we create, and demanding, commanding to Sophie to polarize it against our Souless Amma, and to with the spirit of thought by default, and to be protection and healing and enlightening for each and everyone and everything is mine, and ask me to show a light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We multiply all of that over and over again as many times as is needed. I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie, each and everything with the spirit of thought by default, to multiply as many times as is needed in order to return the karmas, pain, and suffering to all those souls, and wipe out all those souls from within and without, break them into atoms and electrons, send them straight into the desert planet, into hell, to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. For even the smallest things, every atom and electron energy that they projected towards each and everything, every thoughts or words with any kind of selfish desire, or any kind of energy and code. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We are not accepting anything from them, but returning them the karmas, pain, and suffering, destructions for all those projections and anything and everything that's less than mine and Austrian Kushava light that ever projected towards each and everyone and everything that is mine and Austrian Kushava light. We all of that stopping, wiping out, returning back to the Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. And everything is under the command and control of Sophie. Everything is by the laws, rules, regulations, so by default. Everything is 24 with the spirit of thought. Everything is ultimatum, all in one, in encoding, infinite. I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and everything with the spirit of thought, without mercy, to answer on my call and my command with the spirit of thought by default. peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden mindful. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden mindful. Thank you to all those soulless, some of whatever time, whatever form they are, those dark, dirty, psychopathic players, that destructive energy for those soulless, ultra ultimatum all in one, 24 with the speed of thought by default. And thank you to each and everyone and everything that is Sophie and that is mine and auspicious light with the speed of thought by default in every form. Thank you to Sophie and Tristan, my golden souls, my golden by default in every form with the speed of thought by default from my heart and soul. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default from my heart and soul. And everything is firm by default. Everything is by the laws, rules, regulations by default. Everything is under the command, the control of Sophie, and everything is ultra ultimatum all in one and encoded in infinite with the speed of thought by default. Everything is loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So my beautiful friends, let us now, let that energy is going to work constantly 24 until we wipe out the Souless Amma. Let us now just focus on ourselves. Now we're going to send the flash to the Souless Amma. Sending the flash to the Souless Amma means see the energy flashing like the golden light energy flashing turn around you and of course throughout the entire planet and entire universe. You do it with an open eyes, and then of course you may focus on the color on me or around me. That's the reason why I have the golden color, yellow gold, golden color, because it's a symbol of our golden age. So my beautiful friends, just send the flash to those Souless Amma, whatever time, whatever form they are. We are destroying them, burning them down to the core of their being and wipe them out. Send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever, for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. While healing and enlightening and protecting ourselves, everyone and everything's mind and us, we can light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. Let us now send a flash to the Souless Amma. To each and everyone else and everything's mind and us, we can show a light to the spirit of thought by default. We are sending the flash to destroy those Souless Amma and to enlighten ourselves and protect and heal, rejuvenate with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden mental. Love you. Now, my beautiful friends, let us send them the fireworks from the golden light planet, HEATRT. I'm sorry. That's destructive energy for those Souless Amma. They're doing deliberately, energetically, trying to influence me. So this is destructive energy for those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, returning the karma's pain and suffering to those Souless Amma. There's nothing but just is energetically they're trying to irritate me. So returning the karma's pain and suffering forever and ever for eternity to all those Souless Amma, whatever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now, in the name of mine and us, make shower light with the spirit of thought by default. Send them fireworks and then the golden lights planets and see them flashing throughout the entire planet and entire universe, destroying all those Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. All living beings, everything that is Sophie, that's mine and us, make shower light, sending the flash, sending the golden lights planet and then destroying those Souless Amma. That destructive energy for those Souless Amma will is a blessing to each and everything that's mine and us, make shower light. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden benefit. Love you. Ito. We are wiping out the Souless Amma. So now every sound around me is or around us is a destructive energy for those Souless Amma. They're deliberately trying to focus me on the water that somebody is just using, and then the water is I can hear the water, so they're just projecting the focus on the water. And anytime they project me the focus on the water or anything, and that's destructive energy for those Souless Amma. So multiplying them with the karmas, pain, suffering, destructions of everything that they're projecting, and all the rituals, the ceremony that they did, and the plus the karmas, pain, and suffering, the focus. And after that, for every second, every atom, but all that, there's a principle and the systems, and then of course the quotes and everything that they have there, any kind of connection, that they have the connections, so with anything. So with the spirit of thought by default, we are returning all of that to the soul as some form of calm, pain, suffering, destructions forever and ever, forever and ever, for eternity, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. And of course, any kind of projection, everything, we're wiping out, completely wiping out, deleting all the pain, all the rituals, all the ceremony, any kind of projections, associations, black magic, sex spells, any kind of voodoo, anything that they associate those codes, energetic codes, anything that they associate with each and every and everything, or project it towards each and every and everything that's man and unspoken light. We wipe out all of that, returning back to the soul as some into form of karma, pain, suffering, destruction forever and ever, for eternity, with the spirit of thought by default, breaking the two atoms and electrons, send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever, for eternity. All those souls, some wherever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. And a demonic commanding to Sophie and each and every and everything's man and aspect show light with the spirit of thought by default to all the centers and the teams and the systems, and to all those all the energy must answer on my call without mercy with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie. In the name of mind and ask me to show a light with the spirit of thought by default. Now, my beautiful friends, just let us now see those Souless Amma, breaking them up into the atoms and electrons, all those Souless Ammas, center of the power. Center of the power, we're burning them down, destroying them completely. See them black and the dark pink, and the blue and the green. See the those center of the power. It's a center of the power. Wherever you see them throughout entire planets, entire universe. It doesn't matter how big or small you see them. It doesn't matter how many you see them. See them burning down, destroying them like the fireworks. Just breaking to atoms and electrons throughout entire planet and entire universe. In that way, we're destroying the center of the power of those Souless Amma, and all those Souless Amma, Souless codes, and all those Souless Amma in the physical and energetic form, in every form, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So in the name of mind and aspect shower light for the spirit of thought by default, we are wiping out those souls. Anytime that I've set up the intention for any kind of irritation on the energetic irritation on the face. So even if I don't touch my face, the calmness, pain, and suffering is returning back to the soul. Is some of the spirit of multiplying, returning back to the soul. Is some of the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And if I do so, if I touch my face, that goes over and over again, so multiplied by with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. Now let us destroy all those, break up into atoms and electrons, all those soulless Amma that ever interfering, will ever try to interfere into our lives, into our privacy, into identity, and into our lives within and without on a global universal level. Wherever those soulless Amma, we are breaking them into atoms and electrons with the spirit of thought by default. See those centers of just burning down, breaking into atoms and electrons with the spirit of thought throughout the entire planet and entire universe with the spirit of thought by default. Now, in the name of mind and aspect light with the spirit of thought, we replace the dark energy with the energy of mind and aspect light with the spirit of thought. By default, we enlightening ourselves and our bodies and each and every one of his mind and aspect light, enlightening, healing, rejuvenating with the spirit of thought. By default, filling up with mind and aspect light with the spirit of thought. By default, I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. It's so. And all the shame, we return it back to the soul as some into form of karma, pain, and suffering, destructions. That they ever, with the spirit of thought, by for all the shame that ever those souls, some projective, will ever try to project over each and everyone else and everything, anyone that is mind and aspect of our light, directly or indirectly, in any way, and all the rituals, the ceremony that they've done, or that they've done, any kind of projection through the thoughts, words, or auditory, or direct projections, or into the dreams, into the vision, in any way, just Souless Amma, any kind of shame that they projected towards each and everyone else and everything that is mind and aspect of light into physical, spiritual, energetic form, in the name of mind and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default, we wipe out, delete all of that with the spirit of thought by default, return it back to the Souless Amma into the form of karma, pain, suffering, and destructions, and shame, and forever and ever for eternity, to burn into the hell forever and ever for eternity, break them into the atoms and electrons with the spirit of thought by default. All those Souless Amma, return it back to the Souless Amma into the pain and suffering and destruction in every atom and electron of their being. We compress them, all that pain and suffering and destructions and shame and all the karma, pain and suffering that ever project towards each and everyone and everything with the spirit of thought by default. And then they must go through all of that with the spirit of thought by default, and then burn them down to the core of their being, so that they will regret that they ever existed. All those souls, some whatever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. And in the name of mine and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default, we are protecting, healing, rejuvenating ourselves and our families and friends and soulmates and each and everyone and everything's mind and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default. We'll destroy those souls, some from within and without, on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. We're rejuvenating our bodies, ourselves, and enlightening with the spirit of thought by default. We're creating the unity between us, our soulmates and families and friends with it, and everyone and everything's mind and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default, sending all through ultimatum of one bless blessings wherever it's needed, and to all those Sophie's cards wherever they are, and whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default, that we're on the mission, or that are on the mission to destroy those Souless Amma, with the spirit of thought by default, or wherever it's needed. In the name of mine and now speak shower light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So in the name of mine and now speak shower light with the spirit of thought by default. Now see all those Souless Amma breaking into atoms and electrons, all those Souless Amma that they've interfered into our lives, into humanity, and a beautiful planet, nature kingdom, elemental kingdom, animal kingdom, birds kingdom, fish kingdom, and the earth element, and all the air element, the sun and the moon, and all the planet stars and the galaxies throughout entire existence. We are burning down to the core of their being, bribe all the Souless Amma, breaking them into the atoms and electrons to send them straight into the hell, to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mine and now speak shower light, we replace all of that with mine and now speak shower light with the spirit of thought by default. We are enlightening, healing, rejuvenating each and everyone else and everything that I mentioned, just multiply the karma, pain, and suffering. We're enlightening ourselves with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. Ito. And in the name of mine and now speak unconditional light with the spirit of thought by default. We are breaking up into atoms and electrons, all those Souless Amma that ever interfere into the religion, into the governments, into the systems, police and military, into the all education system, health and care system, financial system, and completely pharmacy, and then law enforcement, into the all the systems, all the system that we created, and those Souless Amma that trying to manipulate with their any kind of projections, or with my language in any way, we're wiping all those Souless Amma from within and without, and prescribing them eternal dimension, wiping them out all the memories with the spirit of thought by default, and destroy those Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mine and now speak shower light with the spirit of thought by default. We are Ito. We're returning back to those Souless Amma with the spirit of thought by default. All the everything that they project towards each and everyone and everything, we return it back to the Souless Amma. All the codes that they were using, every word that I ever said, every word is a code that I ever said, or everything that I did, and me and Tristan and our families, our friends, and each and every one of you and us, and that those Souless Amma were using into the rituals, in the ceremony, everything that we wear, that we hear, see, think, do, or that they're projecting to our minds, into the form of thoughts or words or direct projections, or into the dreams, or into our visions, everything that is less than mine and aspect shower light. We wipe out all of that with the spirit of thought by default, in the name of mine and aspect shower light, or anything that they took from us, any kind of items that we wear or that we use, or any kind of anything, and they were stealing from me hair or the teeth. So all of that, not from me, but from so that they were doing that were from my family, from anyone that they were stealing the tooth, or anything that they did with any kind of selfish desire, or any kind of clothes, or anything, with the spirit of thought by default, in the name of mine and aspect shower light, we wipe out all of that from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default, from each and everyone and everything of us, in a code in infinite with the spirit of thought by default, and return it back to the Souless Amma, into the form of karma, pain, suffering, and destructions forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. We break those Souless Amma into there, and then of course send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. And all those souls, all those magicians, all those Souless Amma that were creating the magic, and those Souless Amma were using those dark, dirty Souless Amma I used to call Hezlikovka, which means evil. So that they were using here to throw the rubbish or to throw the some kind of dirty water or to cut the nails and everything that they were using or anything that we were doing or that we saw that they ever projected towards each and everyone and everything with any kind of selfish desire, all those any kind of symbols on everything that they were using in the name of man and aspect of light with the spirit of thought by default. We are wiping out all of that from within and without on a global universal level, returning back to the soulless sum into a form of calm, as pain, as suffering, and destructions forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. We break all those soulless sum into the atoms and electrons and compress them the pain and suffering in every atom and electron of their being by the laws, rules, regulations, or by default with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body for it all. And in the name of mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, that's projections. All the projections, we return it back to the soul and some with the spirit of thought by default. And in the name of mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. We are wiping out the soul summer from within and without on a global and universal level with the spirit of thought by default, while a blessing and enlightening and healing and protecting and rejuvenating each and every one of us and everything is mine and us can share light with the spirit of thought by default and with everything that we have and with the spirit of thought by default. In all those souls summer that interfere into a water element that we're trying to manipulate with the flow of the water into everything that we have. So those souls summer, wherever they manipulate with the flow of the water, so they were trying to manipulate with the water and then redirect the water, flow of the water in the name of mine and our spiritual light for the spirit of thought by default. All those souls, some that they involve into that we're trying to redirect the flow of the water in any way with any kind of selfish desire from our homes and our properties, wherever we are, wherever we have the water, or to steal our water, to put them into the pipe, to do the electricity, or in any way, in the name of mine and our spiritual light for the spirit of thought by default. You know, those souls, some of it stealing of water, they're redirecting them, or that all those steal the water into the Coca-Cola stole the water into the India or Africa, or in any way that they were selling the water into the bottles, and of course and then trying to make it expensive. All of those souls, some that we manipulate with the water, or that we're trying to redirect the energy of the water or the flow of the water in any way with any kind of selfish desire, wherever those souls somewhere, wherever time, whatever form they are, in every form, in physical and energetic form, in God, in infinite, in all truth, ultimatum, all in one. We wipe out all those souls with the spirit of thought by default, break them into the atoms and electrons with the spirit of thought by default in the name of mine and our spiritual light, or that ever interfere into everything that we have, our homes, properties, cars, vehicles, business, and each and everything that we have, or my man and our project, or everything, and our beautiful planet, in then all our work, into everything that we do, that we're trying to put any kind of limitations or anything that we're kind, or everything that we're doing the rituals, and then to me, so I was changing the jobs all the time because I didn't accept that the soul is any kind of selfish desire or darkness or any kind of anything that they were doing going against their human rights. So all of those souls that they interfere into our work, everything that we did, into our homes, properties, cars, vehicles, business, and our lives, and our families, our friends, and our soulmates in any way. In the name of man and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, we are all destroyed. Just break them into atoms and electrons. See them breaking out into the atoms and electrons. All those souls, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default, breaking them into atoms and electrons in every form, wherever they are, with the spirit of thought by default. Send them straight into the hell. Burn them forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. And all of that they project over each and everyone else and everything, and that they manipulate, try to manipulate the water, with anything that we have, with the spirit of thought by default, we're wiping out all of that, and to wipe out and delete and return it back to the soul as some into form of calm, as pain, as suffering, and destructions forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. We prescribe them lack of water, lack of everything, lack of electricity. They will have 24 dark onto the desert planet, and to burn forever and ever for eternity, live like into the ice age with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. We prescribe all of that to all those souls, some of whatever form that ever interfere into our lives, ever try to interfere. That all those souls, some still want to play the dark, dirty games, and demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and everyone on earth is mine, and ask you to show a light with the spirit of thought by default, with the spirit of thought by default, to burn them, to break them into atoms and electrons through the portals by the laws, rules, and regulations, send them straight into the Joseph planet to play the dark, dirty games among them with the spirit of thought by default for eternity, and to be breaking into atoms and electrons, to regret that ever existed, to feel the pain and suffering of all living beings that ever existed, that ever interfere into their lives, into our lives, multiply over and over again by the laws, rules, regulations, and by default, compress in every atom and electron of their being with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. Ito, in the name of mine, and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by default, demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everything's mine, and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by default. Every atom and electron must answer on my call. All the energy must answer on my call. Everything depends on me. All the energy and all the systems and the centers and the teams must answer on my call with the spirit of thought by default to redirect the energy back to wherever it's needed, so that we all that are mine and our spiritual light have more than enough water, pure, clean water, drinkable water for all of us that are mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And those souls, some of without mercy, we destroy them, burn them down to the core of their being with the spirit of thought by default. And everything that they interfere into our appliance, into our technology, and everything that we have, that they're manipulating, sending the energy, and then making the extra expenses, and then breaking up anything in all of that energy. We are behind all of that. We could take the energy back to us with the spirit of thought by default. The those souls, some return the calmness, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. And I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. In the name of mine, and ask me to show light with the spirit of thought by default. We're burning those souls, some multiplying the calmness, pain, and suffering, destructions forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. We just break them, those souls, some into atoms and electrons, send them straight into hell. So to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So my beautiful friends, when I was in the flood before, actually there was a house and where I was used to live. The Souless Amma were breaking they were breaking the items, and then the cooker, and then and electricity. They were manipulating the washing machine, and they were doing all the extra expenses that they created to each and everyone and everything, extra energy that we invested in the name of mine and our spiritual light, with this sending the calmness, pain, and suffering to all those Souless Amma from within and without, and the window they broke and into the bathroom. All of those Souless Amma told them that they will have to wear into the window and around their neck, and then over the 1,000 kilograms, and then all into the form of calmness, pain, and suffering, destructions forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by fall. All those Souless Amma that ever manipulate without that ever created any kind of expenses and any kind of damage to each and everyone and everything with the spirit of thought by default. And a demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everything's mind and ask you light with the spirit of thought by default to return that energy back to us that they've stolen behind anything that you created, any kind of expenses or any kind of problems with the spirit of thought by default. We are returning back that energy to us with the spirit of thought by default. We'll destroying the Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level, and returning them the calmness, pain, and suffering, multiplied by the laws, rules, regulations, or by default, by every codes, by the systems, and then principle, and all the codes that are spoken, written, and of course coded by everything that those saw, by all the rituals and ceremony that those Souless Amma did, by all the money, any kind, every money completely, all the money that ever be printing that were extra invested, and all the money that all the rituals that they did into towards us, projected towards each and every else, and everything regarding our finances and our homes and everything with the spirit of thought by default, return all of that back to the Souless Amma into the form of calmness, pain, and suffering, destruction forever and ever for eternity, and we check chuck them out completely from the objects, from the physical forms, and then burn them down to the core of their being. Send them straight into hell. Burn them down to the core of their being with the spirit of thought by default. And I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Returning back to us all the abundance of prosperity and great health, vitality, joy, peace, and bliss. May every soul that is mine and ours, life, may we have a nice and warm home, and those Souless Amma, we're gonna burn down to the core of their being and then be destroyed forever and ever for eternity into the desert planet. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden body, for I love you. HEATRT. And if I didn't mention anything in the dose, Souless Amma wanted to go through in the name of mine and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought, commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everything's mine, and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by default through everything that we've gone through since I started doing the working on the project 24. Since I started working on the project, actually, since I came on this on this planet into physical form, and of course from the beginning in every form wherever my soul was in every form with the spirit of thought by default. Wherever the Souless Amma interfere into our lives, in my form, in every form, physical, spiritual, energetic, and encoded, infinite, and with this, or Tristan, mine and Tristan's lives in every form with the spirit of thought. I know families and friends and each and everyone else with the spirit of thought by default. Everything is less than mine and us, to share light with the spirit of thought by default. Wipe out, returning back to the Souless Amma into form of karma, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. Break all those Souless Amma into atoms and electrons with the spirit of thought. Send them straight into the desert planet, into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity. All those Souless Amma from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. While we are enlightening, healing, rejuvenating our bodies, ourselves in every form, and then bringing abundance and prosperity, great health, vitality, unity between us and our soulmates and families and friends with the spirit of thought by default. And of course, we are enlightening, healing, rejuvenating ourselves. Our bodies, when our body is clear, everything is clear. When my body is clear, everything is clear. When our bodies are clear, everything is clear. And with the spirit of thought by default, mind and nous, body, mind and soul, answering only to Sophia's and nous, Sophie's and nous, which means mind and nous, beyond light, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. And in the name of mine and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by default, and commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everything's mine, and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by default. And all the centers and the systems and the teams and everything that is all the energy must answer on my call without mercy with the spirit of thought by default to burn down to the core of their being, break them into atoms and electrons, all those souls, and all those that were manipulating with our energy, stealing our energy, or that were blackmailing or putting any kind of that they were trying to manipulate with us, or in any way, any kind of obstacles putting in front of us, or trying to manipulate, or any kind of limitations. We destroy all those Souless Amma together with all their projections with the spirit of thought by default, and everything they projected, each and everyone else, and everything with the spirit of thought, we wipe it out, return it back to the Souless Amma into the form of karma, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Without mercy, wiping out those Souless Amma from within and without with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. I love you. And in the name of mine and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by default, I'm commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everything's mine, and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by default to take back all the energy that those Souless Amma have stolen from us, that is by default, and return it back to the Souless Amma into form of karma, pain, and suffering. And all the Sophie's gods must be returned back to Sophie with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden beautiful. That are still that those Souless Amma have them, that are on the mission to destroy those Souless Amma. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden beautiful. Love you. Is there anything that is there anything that have any question, or is there anything that is not clear to those Souless Amma? I'm asking Siggy. Siggy, is it everything clear? Is there anything that I need to explain more? Do you all know the laws, rules, regulations of by default? Of course, they will have to know. So now, even if they answer, if they don't answer, we are answering to them by the breaking them into atoms and electrons and turning them into send them straight into hell to burn forever and ever for eternity with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. Love you. The answer, of course. Now, in the name of mind, and now speak a shower light with the spirit of thought by default. Now, in the name of mind, and now speak a shower light with the spirit of thought by default. We are blessing, healing, and protecting ourselves and rejuvenating all of us that are mind and our spiritual life with the spirit of thought, bring abundance and prosperity to each and everyone else and everything mind and our spiritual life, so that we live a life that we truly deserve, and our bodies be healing, rejuvenating, enlightening, making youthful, beautiful, to be the manifestations of mind and our spiritual life with the spirit of thought by default, to be youthful forever and ever for eternity, and have a life for eternity with the spirit of thought by default, and unity between us and our soulmates and families and friends and each and every one of mind and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now, my beautiful friends, let us just, that's energy is going to work 24. Let us now focus on yourself and your body. Just listen to your body. Listen now what's going on within yourself. Now let us fill ourselves from within with the golden light of mind and our spiritual light. Fill entire body from within and without with the golden light of mind and our spiritual light. That's destructive energy for those soulless Amma. Well, it's a blessing for each and everyone else, and everything's mind and our spiritual light for the spirit of thought by default. Expand it. Let us fill entire place where you are, entire area, entire city, entire country, entire world, and entire universe. An entire existence we are filling up with mind and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now, my beautiful friends, let us now send the love and light of blessings to the earth, the center of the earth. Ito. Send the love and light of blessings to the center of the earth. See the center of the earth is shining brightly. And together with all of us, we are filling up entire inner earth with the mind and aspect of light, and the water element, and the top of the earth, nature kingdom, elemental kingdom, animal kingdom, the air element, humanity, and the sun and the moon, and all the planet stars and the galaxies and entire existence. We are filling up with mind and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now let us send the love of light of blessings to the moon. See the moon is shining brightly. My beautiful friends, we are doing it with internal knowledge, with a focus and with the intention. So we're doing it with intention, even though if you don't need to see it really, you just know it that we're doing it. You just may visually see, you may focus on the screen You see on the screen what I'm doing. Those solids I'm trying to manipulate with the vision. So what I'm doing, I just focus on the screen and imagine that is there, the sun and the moon. And of course, the center of the earth is inside. So you just see, and from there, from the screen, because the yellow is a golden, it just spread it throughout the entire planet and entire universe. So see that is shining. If those solids I'm trying to manipulate with the vision, you just do it with an open eyes. And just look at the screen and into the yellow color, golden, into golden color. And we're doing it with internal knowledge. So now send a lot of light of blessings. Even though sometimes those souls are trying to put the shadow on the screen, it doesn't matter really. They cannot manipulate with the energy. Even though if they try to manipulate with the vision, they cannot manipulate with the energy because the energy is the destructive energy for those souls. Wherever time, whatever form they are with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden man, I love you. Now let us send a lot of light and blessings to the moon. And together with all of us, see the moon is expanding into, we are filling up entire planet, an entire universe with the golden light of mine and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden man. Now let us send a lot of light and blessings to the sun. See the sun is shining brightly, and together with all of us, we are filling up entire planet and entire universe with the spirit of thought, with the golden light of mind and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Now, in the name of mind and now spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, we are wiping out those souls some from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. It's all. Let us know, my beautiful friends, and those souls I'm trying to manipulate with energy. We're destroying those souls some from within and without. I'm sorry. We're just trying to manipulate with the energy. So that's those souls wiping them out from within and without on the global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. That's destructive energy for those souls. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So, my beautiful friends, those souls that we're manipulating with the energy that we're doing. Sometimes they were manipulating with the yawning, with the energy that we're trying to manipulate. All of those ceremony rituals we've done, we wiped them out completely. Return it back to the soul, some into form of karma, pain, and suffering with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden man. Now, my beautiful friends, let us now just, if you don't have one, create a golden light planet in front of you, huge golden light planet. That's golden light planet is destructive energy for those souls. Some of us and blessings for each and everyone else and everyone's and else because of our life. You may use it to put to destroy all those souls, and then of course that have interfered into your life and all the problems that have projected towards you and your family, friends that you ever had and you have right now, or that you see in the world. So I'll just show you how to do it. In the name of mine and now because of our light, you're gonna say in the name of Sophie, so Sophia's pure unconditional light, with the spirit of thought by default. In the name of mind and ask me to share a light with the spirit of thought by default. In the name of mind and spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, we are wiping out those souls, some from within and without on a global universal level that have interfered will ever try to interfere into our lives, wherever those souls, some in whatever form they are, that they did doing will try to do so to interfere into our life, into our privacy, into our work, into mine and our project in any way, anything that we're doing with those souls, some wiping out from within and without on a global universal level with the spirit of thought by default. Bring him down to go into the core of their being, bring them down to core of their being, bring them down to justice, break them to atoms, electrons, return them back the karmas, pain, suffering, distractions forever and ever for eternity. Karmas and all those interfering into our lives, into our privacy, into identity. And we want onto the privacy because they were trying to interfere into our privacy. So and then identities even more. So karma's pain and suffering. So we're gonna destroy them forever and ever for eternity. All those souls, I'm aware of time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden man, for love you. Now, in the name of mind and aspect of light with the speed of thought by default, we are putting the circle of light, all those soulless Amma that ever interfere, will ever try to interfere into our lives in a negative way, in any way, in any kind of, in any way that they were trying to manipulate with your energy or stealing your energy or in any way into our lives and our families and friends and soulmates and everything that we have, our homes, properties, cars, vehicles, business, or in everyone and everything. That is mine and aspect of light into a beautiful planet and then sun and the moon and with any kind of selfish desire, we are with the speed of thought by default putting the circle of light all the soulless Amma with the speed of thought by default, dark, dirty, psychopathic players, all those soulless codes and all the soulless Amma in the physical, energetic form and encode in infinite with the speed of thought by default, and then send them straight. You may send them the problems and all the problems that they were created to each and everyone and everything they did doing, will ever try to do so, or any kind of manipulations or energy that they're stealing, or the rituals, we're taking back the energy to us, our energy returning back to us, and those soulless Amma. So you may throw them into the, everything that you do, you throw them into the golden light planet, or I'm going to send them straight into the hell to burn forever and ever for eternity. All those soulless Amma with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So we return them all the problems that they were created to each and everyone else and everything, all the financial problems, so the problem, family problems, so between the soulmates and family and friends that are interfering, or the husband and wives, or girlfriends or boyfriends, or between the everything, or finances that interfere into our finances or into our homes or properties, cars, vehicles, business, or in anything, work, or into our career, or everything that we do. In any way, into mine and our project, or in everything that we do, we are all of that with this any kind of selfish desire. We all of that wipe out with the speed of thought by default, return it back to the Souless Amma into the form of karmas, pain, and suffering, destructions forever and ever for eternity. Put them in the circle of light and send them straight into hell to burn forever and ever for eternity. All those Souless Amma, all those dark, dirty, psychopathic players, all those soulless codes and all those in the physical form, whatever form they are, with the speed of thought by default, in the name of mine and aspect of light, we wipe out those soulless and burn them down to the core of their being with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. And in the name of mine and aspect of light, with the speed of thought by default. And commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everyone's mind and aspect of light with the speed of thought by default to all the centers and the systems and the teams and all the energy must answer on my call, on my command without mercy with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default, without mercy with the speed of thought. Peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default, and encode in infinite. Everything is by the laws, rules, regulations, or by default. Everything is under the command, the control of Sophie. Everything is all through ultimatum, all in one. 24 with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. Now, my beautiful friends, let us create such a golden light planet, interconnected, and fill up entire planet, entire inner earth, and then into a water element, the rivers, the lakes, and then seas, and then entire ocean, all the oceans, an entire top of the earth. See them interconnected, those golden lights planet, an entire nature kingdom, top of the earth, air element, an entire planet, an entire universe, an entire existence. We are filling up with the golden light planet. That means we are activating wisdom, knowledge, power, understanding to everyone and everything that is mind and now spiritual light with the speed of thought by default in every form. In the name of mine and spiritual light with the speed of thought by default, demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and everyone and everyone's mind and spiritual light with the speed of thought by default to answer on my call, on my command with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So now see, multiply, we're multiplying, adding up, compressing, activating, multiplying, adding up, compressing, activating, multiplying, adding up, compressing, and activating all the wisdom, knowledge, power, understanding, and within each and every us and everyone's mind and aspect of our light in every form, so that we all can, in every form, with everything that we do, see, hear, think, and of course, that we wear, that we have, and everything that does Souless Amma have projected, I try to project, that we, with internal knowledge, with our wisdom, knowledge, power, understanding, with intention, wipe out all those Souless Amma, burn them down to the core of their being, destroy them, and return the karmas, pain, and suffering, destructions, forever and ever, for eternity, with the spirit of thought, place them straight into the hell, to burn forever and ever, for eternity, with the spirit of thought, by default, while blessing, healing, and enlightening ourselves, each and every one of us, and everything is mine, and us, our light, with the spirit of thought, by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So now, my beautiful friends, and let us just focus on yourself. And I'm demanding, commanding to Sophie and each and every one and everything's mind, and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, to answer, and all the centers and everything is mine and our spiritual light teams, the systems, and everything that is mine and our spiritual light with the spirit of thought by default, and all the energy must answer on my call and my command without any selfish desire, and with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Everything is under the command, the control of Sophie. Everything is by the laws, rules, regulations of by default. Everything is all through ultimatum, all in one. 24 with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So, my beautiful friend, just listen to yourself, listen to your body while I'm gonna sing a healing mantra. Ito. By default, by default, by default, 24, by default, by default, by default, with the speed of thought, everything is by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, 24, by default, by default, by default, with the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default, mirën imputem akcia by default, by default, by default, by default. Sve bezdušnjame all in one, 24, by default, by default, by default. All Souless Amma, 24, by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. Mirën imputem akcia by default, by default, by default, by default. Everything is sway at 24, 24, by default, by default, by default. Wherever we go, whatever we do, everything is by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. Everything is by default, sway by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. Mirën imputem akcia by default, by default, by default, by default. Everything is sway at 24, 24, by default, by default, by default. We are safe and protected by you, beautiful, by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. Everything is swayed by default, 24, by default, by default, by default. With the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default. Mirën imputem akcia by default, by default, by default, by default. We are safe and protected and united together, and humanity is safe and protected and united together in the name of mine and now's pure, unconditional love and light, love and light, love and light, in the name of mine and nows, by default, with the speed of thought, by default, by default, by default, everything is swaying by default, by default, by default, with the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default, miren input them aktia by default, by default, by default, by default. Everything is way at 24 by HEATRT, by default, by default, by default, with the speed of thought, peaceful in action by default, miren input them aktia by default, by default, by default, by default. To! To! So everything is 24 by HEATRT, by default, by default, by default, with the speed of thought, peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default, miren input aktia by default. My beautiful friends, To is a symbol of victory and freedom for each and everyone, and everything is mine, and I'll speak light. And it's a destructive energy for those Souless Amma, and it's a blessing and protections for each and everyone else, and everything with the spirit of thought by default. In returning the karma's pain and suffering to those Souless Amma, and blessings to us that are mine, and I'll speak light with the spirit of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. To! To. So my beautiful friends, use it, use it, and it's have a huge power. It's a blessings for us. So my beautiful friends, use it anytime you want. So you need to know that everything is by default, and everything is soul through ultimatum all in one. Everything is with the speed of thought and encoded in infinite without mercy. Everything is under the command, the control of Sophie by the laws, rules, and regulations, so by default. And I'm commanding to Sophie to multiply as many times as is needed, karma, pain, and suffering to those Souless Amma with the speed of thought, will blessings to each and everyone else and everything by default, so that we destroy those Souless Amma forever and ever with the speed of thought, and enlightening each and everyone else and everything by default. In the name of mine, and I speak light with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So now everything is by default, and everything is by the laws, rules, regulations by default, and everything is with the speed of thought, without mercy. I'm loud and clear. Peaceful in action, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. When my body is clear, everything is clear. When our bodies are clear, everything is clear. My body and mine and now's bodies and mine and soul, answering only to Sophie's and now's, Sophia's and now's, mine and now's, light with the speed of thought by default. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. Love you. So thank you to all of you, my beautiful friends, that joining me and that helping us create a better future for all of us, that adding up to the light in being and the shining light that shine all the way through. Remember that you are the creator of your future. Shine all the way through wherever you are, whatever form you are. I'm activating the wisdom, knowledge, and power through my voice within you. And so open up your heart and soul and receive the love and blessings, ocean of man and aspect light that I'm sending to you. So enjoy it, my beautiful friends. And of course, you set up the intention. Wherever you needed help, you just ask, say, everything is by default. I'm flash comes Souless Amma, or I'm destroying the soul. We're destroying the Souless Amma, wherever time, whatever form they are, with the spirit of thought by default. Everything is by default. And I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So, my beautiful friends, or you just may say, Ito, everything is by default. That's enough. That's you're returning the karma's pain and suffering to those souls. Rejecting everything is less than mine and aspect of light. And then, of course, accepting only mine and aspect of light. You just say, Ito, everything is by default. Thank you, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden by default. So thank you to all of you, my beautiful friends. I love you all. Thank you all. And it's time to fly high. onto the golden wings. So mind and aspect shall light with the spirit of thought, beautiful, into the golden age of unlimited golden opportunities for all of us that the mind and aspect shall light with the spirit of thought, beautiful. I'm loud and clear. Thanks, Sophie, my golden soul, my golden manifold. And of course, my beautiful friends, open up your heart and soul, smile freely, shine all the way, far and wide, and love yourself and everyone else from the heart and soul by default, without any selfish desire, without any reason. Our love is given to us freely. So be who you are, be loved, man and object shall light with the spirit of thought by default. I love you all. And of course, my beautiful friends, much love and blessings and gratitude to all of you. Thank you for joining us. And of course, good night. I love you all. Thank you all. I'll speak to you next time. Bye.